Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk.
And we're back with another edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Eric Ryder.
And I am Stacey Heller, and we are Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly mostly I do a lot of the talking. Actually, you've been stepping it up lately. You've got a lot to say.
Sure.
On
we both do.
All of these important topics that we cover.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and today's topic that the Wheelo topic selected for us last week, in case you missed the show, was things that are overrated. So this show is going to be full of hot takes, not necessarily informed hot takes, but hot takes, which I think I could probably use the definition of a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they're not all that well informed, I think. But
No.
there's just that feeling.
It's an opinion piece.
It's an opinion, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody has an opinion.
I mean, there's
amongst other things.
Exactly.
Right?
I was just gonna say there's two things that everyone has.
Yes.
It's like the letter to the editor back in the day when news was on paper and you wrote into the editor and you had an opinion.
Right.
Yeah. That's what that is. But hey, you know what this is? This is Don't Ask Me to Talk. You know what we do? We talk about not just topics from the Wheel of Topics, but we talk about any other random stray thought that we can come up with.
Yeah.
And I have so much to catch up with you on.
Likewise. Yeah. Do you think we should start an advice column?
Oh, my gosh. Well,
I mean, within the show, because I'm not typing anything.
Yes, 100%.
I'm too tired.
You know what I would love, though? I would love to hear from more people.
Yeah,
like, what do you need advice on?
Maybe we could do a segment. And I just thought of this because of the letters to the editor thing.
Yeah.
Dear Krabby. And Dear Krabby, then we just give hot takes on people writing in for advice.
Well, like those Reddit threads, the am I the
yeah.
And
am I the jerk, basically?
Right.
Yeah.
Like those, those things are constantly in the news about things that go viral about, like my brother slept with my fiance. Like, am I the jerk for calling off the wedding? Like some of these just feel
I'd say
like
90% of the time, the person writing that is the jerk. But occasionally you do get some people that are just like, oh, what?
Like, right.
Like, of course you're not the jerk here.
Right. And, and they're sort of like, am I missing something? Like, why is everybody reacting this way?
Right.
So I like this, but we're going to have a better name than, like, we can't be Dear Krabby.
Why not?
Well, because we're not, you're Krabby.
You're Krabby, too.
What? Dear Krabby and Evelyn? I don't know. It's like Crabtree.
No, together.
All right,
we
Dear
formed
Krabby.
the super opinion
Fine.
columnist.
All right, I don't hate it.
Of Dear Krabby.
Okay, fine. So, hey, listeners, if you need some advice or you just need our opinion on something, you know what you could do? You could totally email us at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com, or you could go ahead and text or leave a voicemail at 475-999-2726. We would love. We'd love to give you some advice. We're not saying it's good advice, but some advice, and it's free. I mean,
for my money, you can't beat free.
You cannot beat free. And I would I would argue that our advice would be great.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Even a broken clock gives correct advice twice a day, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like this is a new direction for the show.
It's
We
entirely
started doing
possible, yeah.
cultural blind spots.
Yes.
We've been doing jingles throughout history.
Right.
I mean, look at us. We are forming something really solid here.
Some podcasts have one hook that they get behind, Like,
Right.
They're just a tiny concept that they build 2-3 hours of audio out each week. Us, we've got like 50 concepts, and we cram it all into one solid hour.
Totally.
Yeah.
We're like Captain Hook meets Wolverine,
Wow.
right? We're Captain Wolverine.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't understand that at all, but
Come
okay.
on. Figure that out. Don't you think Captain Hook had one hook for
Right.
his hand, right? Wolverine has these fingers.
Uh-huh.
So we've
His
got all
fingers,
these.
he's got claws.
Right. But
Yeah.
there's 10 of them.
I think you're thinking of Freddy Krueger.
Whatever.
'Cause
But the claws,
he's
don't
got
they
the
have?
gloves, yeah, with
Yeah,
the claws,
But
the
so
knives.
instead of having just one hook, you see, we have a lot of hooks.
Right, but Wolverine doesn't have hooks.
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook
meets-
has a hook.
Captain Hook meets Wolverine, and together they're a
And they
mashup.
Fight to the death.
All right, whatever. Sometimes I think you try to be difficult.
Okay, dear Krabby.
You want to know my opinion on this? You're wrong. It was very obvious. Anyway, shout out to a listener that gave me feedback, and all they said was, "You've never seen Breaking Bad?"
Right? It's a huge cultural blind spot.
I know. I was like, thanks.
But like I said, you're in for some really good TV when you do eventually see it. Because I was pretty late to the game, too. I started watching like just before season 5, which turned out to be great because I binged seasons 1 through 4. Season 5, the last season, came out like almost to the week after I was done. And then I got to enjoy that last season as if it, with the weekly release, But there was like a couple weekends where I just fell down at like a Breaking Bad hole and it absorbed my whole weekend because it was just that compelling. You don't have to be that insane about binging it. But, I think if you watch the first couple episodes, you're going to be hooked and probably want to watch them all.
Well, yes, this is probably true. I've been watching more TV lately. It's pretty exciting. I have to watch. So
I was going to say good for you, but I mean, is it? I mean,
well,
like we're told our whole lives, like watching TV.
It's gonna rot your brain.
Yeah, exactly. But we're at a stage with TV where there really is some good stuff that not only rivals but is better than the best movies out there. And not only rivals, but is better than some of the best books out there. At the same time, we've got TV that literally is the lowest common denominator of all time. So it is a huge spectrum. So I guess it depends on what you're watching or whether it's good for you or not.
Well, that's a nice segue into I watched The Simpsons. I watched an episode. Marge versus the monorail.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Uh-huh.
And what did you think?
I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was great. There was a musical number.
Do you know who wrote this episode?
I don't.
Conan O'Brien.
Oh.
Yeah, before he went on to host Late Night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It was very funny. It was, I don't know. I'm like,
Have you seen The Music Man?
Yes, it's totally like,
Yeah.
I'm coming into town. I'm going to sell you on something. Yeah,
Right.
totally.
I still haven't seen The Music Man, but I get the reference.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't seen The Music Man?
No. I've been meaning to watch it. It hasn't been on any of my streaming services recently.
All right.
I'm not a musical guy. I mean, I'm a musical guy, but I'm not into musicals, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fair. So it was very funny. I feel like I need to watch more of it because from where I'm sitting after watching one full episode, I'm like, is this overrated? Because I feel like it's the same shtick over and over and over again. I fear that's what it's going to be. Like, Homer's like stupid. Marge is like smart. Lisa's conniving and smart. Bart's sassy.
She's not really conniving, but okay, sure.
Well, she was like, hey, like she asked like a really smart question, and then he said something insulting about the teacher, and she was like, haha. So she was won over by the fact that he was like, you know what, you and I are the smartest ones in the room, and I would explain it to you, but only we would understand.
Right.
And she was like, you got me.
That's not conniving, but she was a victim to flattery.
Yes.
Because she doesn't get it elsewhere in life.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I feel like, is this like rinse and repeat?
No, I'd say they have their characteristics like we all do. And then stuff happens to them. And with those characteristics, they reacted their way.
Wow. Way to just blow my entire, like, who am I now? Am I just a character in The Simpsons, essentially, in my life?
I mean, it's potentially we all are. But you admit it was funny, which is good.
It was very funny. It was very funny. And I definitely feel like I need to invest more time to really get into like the lore of it and whatever. Because I think like most things, you can't experience something once and be like, well, one and done.
When there's 40 seasons of something, you probably need more than one episode.
Right.
And thankfully, I mean, these are like 23 minutes. So it's not a huge, taking over your life to watch an episode. So that's good. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. Because I sent you like a list of like 3 episodes, I think, to check out. So I'll be interested to see what you think about the others that you see.
I definitely loved the, like, I was like, how is he singing the Flintstones song? Like, can he get licensing? Like, and he's like,
yes, it's a parody of it.
I mean, it was just like, I was just like,
I totally forgot that part's in it.
Yes. And he's totally like, until I hit this chestnut tree.
Yes.
Ah!
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Classic.
Yes. So I definitely had some.
And Leonard Nimoy, I think, guest stars in that episode. Yeah, as well.
And then they have like characters from like
He's on the monorail. Yeah.
And
that one I think is great because it's got, with the monorail thing, it's got kind of a Seattle connection.
Yes.
Because there's not that many places that have monorails.
It's true. And
except for like Ogden, North Ogden, or whatever the other towns were. And by gum, it put them on the map.
Exactly. With his little hand-drawn map.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. I am in for a penny, and now I need to watch some more.
Awesome.
So there you go. Since last we met,
yes,
I have been to visit my mother. And speaking of shows, my mother cannot figure out how to use her TV. Now, my mom is 85. She is set in her ways, so she just keeps watching White Collar on Netflix.
White Collar?
Yep. It's with Matt Bomer, and I think it's Willie
I know
Carson.
These words are in English, but I don't understand anything you're saying.
It's a show about a
this is my cultural blind spot, apparently.
It's about like an art thief type con man who tries to escape with like 3 months left on his sentence because he's trying to get to the love of his life. Okay. And he gets taken in by an FBI agent who's like, I'll tell you what, work with me, help me solve some white collar crimes, and then we'll commute your sentence.
But your mom is watching Netflix.
She's watching Netflix.
So that shows a degree of understanding of the technology that a lot of people in their 80s wouldn't have, I would think.
Sure.
I mean, if you said to me she's just watching whatever comes on Channel 7, and so it's just old Westerns all day, then I would say, okay, yeah, somebody should show her how the remote works. But the fact that she's able to load Netflix, first probably select the HDMI input on her TV and load Netflix on whatever streaming device that she's using, able to select a show that she likes, and then it is binging that. That doesn't say to me that she doesn't understand how her TV works.
Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what a piece of paper that gives her explicit directions would do for her. I mean, that's just the way it is. But one of the things that was really fun is she had a whole file, a bunch of files for me to go through, and she was like, I don't need this stuff. Here's some of the things that I found in these files. I found she's kept track.
Now,
of
these are paper files
paper
or
files.
on a computer?
Oh, no, please,
Okay.
please. Paper files. She
does some things old school.
Oh, yeah. She has a file that has all of the houses that she and my dad ever purchased and, like, the address, how much they bought it for, how much they sold it for, who they bought it from, and who they sold it to. Now, I want you to know the first house they ever bought, they bought for $19,200.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Like,
yeah,
what?
I have no idea what that is in today's money, though.
I don't know.
But it's still, it sounds like a bargain.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. So that was interesting. The other thing that I found in this file of stuff was my mother was invited to Nixon's inauguration.
Wow.
I was like, what? She was like, oh, yeah, I didn't go. And I was like, why not? And she was like, I don't know. It was Nixon. Like, no.
Right.
So my mother, like, hiding secrets. Like, that feels like a big deal.
She could have hung out with Tricky Dick.
Yeah, well, she didn't.
Do you know if this was his first election or his re-election?
I think the first.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't on the creep list.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, it turns out, so she was best friends. There was 3 of them since like 3rd grade or something. And this woman married this man, John Sears. He ended up getting into politics. And so that became a whole thing. So she got invited. But she said no. So that was a fun little surprise.
Maybe your mom was deep throat.
No, but you know what's funny? The husband of her good friend, for years, everybody thought it was him.
Right.
Like, there was, like, articles and stuff.
I can't remember who actually was deep throat that came out, like, a couple years back.
Yeah.
Of the actual guy.
But so everybody for a long time thought it was this friend, and it wasn't, obviously. So that was really interesting. And I also learned a new card game. So you and the girlfriend will have to play cards sometime.
Okay.
It's called Hand and Foot. I know.
Is that anything like hand and mouth?
No, that's a disease.
Right. or foot and mouth, which I also have apparently.
No, it's called Hand and Foot, and it's like canasta.
Okay.
It was super fun, and I became obsessed to the point where I was bullying my mother-in-law and was like, you cannot drink. You need to be sharp so that we can win. So that was really fun.
Canasta.
It's like canasta.
Oh, okay.
But it's
But
not
it's
canasta.
Foot and mouth.
Hand and foot.
I'm slightly distracted because I looked up who Deep Throat was, which was Mark Felt.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. The person that they thought it was John Sears.
Right.
So that's my mom's friend's husband.
Okay.
I think he's gone now, so oh well. Anyway, so those are some of the things that I learned. I also ate a ton of lobster rolls. I went day drinking, and I played lawn games in New York.
This sounds fun. This sounds like a good little getaway.
It was a really nice getaway. I have to say, I really finally mastered cornhole. Like, I really got it this time. What? Why are you laughing
Folks,
at me?
don't take that out of context.
Okay, whatever. My family's been playing for a long time the game, cornhole.
Okay.
And I was really I wasn't good at it. But apparently, if I start drinking,
You got your hand in your mouth and you're mastering your cornhole. That's a good weekend.
Okay, how was your weekend? Wow, that sounded really dirty.
Like I said, don't take it out of context. Whatever you do.
You just put a point on it. I'm going to be over here blushing while you tell me about what you've been doing.
I've had a good week. We talked about your cultural blind spot, and I've had an ongoing erasure of a cultural blind spot by watching The Big Show from 10 years ago. Typically, this is how I am. I'm binging some show that I skipped over initially, and now am all about it. Orange is the New Black. I think I'm on season 4 of that, almost up to season 5. Still enjoying it, but I wanted a break from that. So this prison dramedy series, which, like I said, is good.
So did you go rom-com?
No, I went with the movie Escape from Alcatraz.
What the what, Eric?
So
I know.
Really get that full perspective on prison life, because I've been watching women's prison. Now I had to watch men's prison.
Oh, that's so equal of you. That whole equality thing.
Last summer I actually went to Alcatraz for the first time, which was fun. And so when I got home, I was like, hey, I kind of want to watch Escape from Alcatraz because I remember it from when I was a kid. Like, that was a big movie.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood stars in it, and it tells a story of an actual escape from Alcatraz. And when you go to Alcatraz, part of their plan to escape, they made dummy heads, so that they could put those in the beds and fool the guards into thinking they were asleep instead of back in these tunnels trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
They still have those heads in the beds in the actual cells.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
wow.
Some of the cells have like the dugout air grates that they dug through to escape. So they still have that, and the cardboard replicas they made of their grates to cover up their handiwork.
Wow.
So that's all still there. So it was like I've been wanting to see the movie based on that story. But you know me, I'm not going to pay $3 to rent a movie. So I was waiting for it to come on a streaming service.
Wait, isn't this the time that you walked in the rain in San Francisco because you didn't want to pay for parking?
I didn't walk in the rain.
There was some, you walked uphill both ways to go visit something.
No, I didn't walk up. Well, I did walk up a hill because you can't help but walk up a hill in San Francisco.
Yeah, but there was some story about when you went to see. Anyway, go on. Okay.
Yes.
So you didn't want to pay.
I had a base layer, and it was too warm to wear it, and I lost it. Yes.
Yes, that's what it was. The famous base layer. Okay.
That's right. Yes.
Gone the way of the escaped convicts.
That exactly. Yes. So it'll probably never show up, just like them. It could have drifted out to sea,
You never know.
or it could be in South America somewhere.
Totally. All right. So anyway,
so I've been waiting for it to come up on a streaming service, and bam, this week it came up on Paramount Plus. And I watched it and thoroughly enjoyed it. A good performance from Clint Eastwood and Patrick McCoogan, who I'm not sure if you remember him, but he played the prisoner on the series The Prisoner, which despite the name is not him, back in prison again. And that one, he's like a super spy that resigns, and they don't put him in prison. Instead, they put him on this island where everything is kind of weird.
Oh.
and you can't escape from the island because it's surrounded by water, of course. And if you try and swim away or whatever, there's these big bubbles that come and suck you up, basically.
This is crazy.
It's a wild series, yeah. But it's from the 60s. It's a British show, and he starred in that and wrote it. But anyway, so he plays the warden in it. He's good. The whole cast is fantastic in this movie. And they really stuck close to the true story of the men escaping from Alcatraz. They threw in a couple other things from previous stories in Alcatraz to kind of flesh it out. But I think, I enjoyed this movie. And it was really cool because having been there, you can see oh, wow, they literally just shot this in Alcatraz.
That's cool.
Yeah, they got all the sets basically. It doesn't look like any of it was shot in a movie studio somewhere. It was all shot on Alcatraz on the island and in the prison cells and stuff. So I was like, oh wow, yeah, this is cool.
That is cool.
And bleak, of course.
I know. I'm like,
but not that bleak. It's actually, it's a kind of it's a taut thriller, as they say.
so what else is on your prison watch list?
Well, nothing. Once I'm done with Orange is the New Black, I'm breaking out of this, and I'm going to find something else. But, yeah. It just so happened that one layered on top of another. So, and I actually ended up, because of all this prison watching, had like a dream that was like, I was in prison.
Oh, what did you do? What were you
But
in for?
Luckily, it was more of a Jailhouse Rock kind of vibe and less of a Oz kind of vibe.
That's
so, yeah.
so musical of you.
It was indeed.
Hey, have I got a dream for you? You say you want to go to prison? No problem.
Yeah.
There's going to be a song and dance number. It'll be great. 3 meals daily. So like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like, any details that you want to share about this dream? Or
I honestly don't remember much about it except for waking up and being like, oh, okay. That was okay. It wasn't like,
I love the fact that, like you're watching something and so it incorporates into the subconscious.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that happens all the time,
it
right?
totally
Yeah.
does. Like, you have these crazy dreams. Like, I feel like now I'm going to have dreams about being on an island and bubbles coming up and swallowing me.
Well, watch The Prisoner and then see if it's your thing, A, and B, if that affects your dreams.
It sounds very Twilight Zone.
It's an interesting show. It is like kind of like a Twin Peaks kind of thing before Twin Peaks,
Interesting.
It's like there's a lot of like symbolism and stuff where it's like, ooh, I don't quite get what's going on, but this is interesting,
All right. Do we need to take a break?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
All right. Well, let's take a break because there's more to talk about, of course, especially when you're, listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk.
That's right.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hot takes coming up.
Woohoo.
Stay tuned.
Do you feel challenged by the thought of getting ready every day? Want to make a great first impression, but don't feel your wardrobe represents who you really are? Does the thought of trying to find great clothing that fits your body and lifestyle have you overwhelmed? Michael Bruce Image Consulting is a premier image consulting company that can help you get your style back on track. Contact them at michaelbruceimageconsulting.com or call them at 425-214-4155 and start that conversation today.
And welcome back to Dear Krabby. I am one of your columnists, advice columnists, Eric Ryder.
And I'm the other one. I am Stacey Heller.
Yes.
You can be the Kra. I'll be the Abby.
Okay, sure. It's actually Don't Ask Me to Talk. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we would actually like to try giving some advice to somebody. So if you've got a query out there, something that you're struggling with, asking at don'taskmetotalk.com and just write Dear Krabby.
Yeah. Well, or don't. Just write. I mean,
Yes.
I have so many things that I could give my opinion on. Like now lawn games and lobster rolls and The Simpsons. I cannot yet comment on Escape from Alcatraz. I'm going to have to watch that.
Right. But I mean, as far as life goes, people's queries
are
and
you
stuff,
kidding?
we've lived a life. Between us, we got like 100 years of experience.
Okay, that's depressing. Oh my gosh. Why would you say that?
But I mean, we've had different jobs, we've had relationships, we've had, I mean, believe it or not, we've had relationships, we've had, experience.
I don't know what you mean.
We've driven different cars.
Yeah,
we've lived
I've had
in
children.
different places.
You've had pets.
So yeah, all these things we've got some vague knowledge of. So
Yeah.
why not put it to use?
You know what? You're right. This is it. This is my moneymaker.
Yeah.
Since my face hasn't paid off.
There's still time.
Well, I don't know.
I think we got about 100 years left between us.
Oh, that's also depressing.
That's not depressing.
I mean, you're right.
That's pretty good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I should be more enthusiastic.
It just means
about...
I'm going to live to 120 and you're going to live to 30.
Well, that's about right. That's totally about right. That's fine. You're going to have to keep answering all of the queries that we get.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. That's perfect. I can tell you that I randomly, somebody was drinking a Dr. Pepper. I think it was my brother-in-law maybe. And I was like, Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
And
you're wondering, did he really go to medical school?
No. But I was thinking, who drinks Dr. Pepper?
Everybody.
Well,
it's delicious. What are you talking about?
I know you're shocked. I don't like Dr. Pepper.
What?
I don't like Dr. Pepper.
What about Mr. Pibb?
Nope. I don't like Cousin Eddie. I don't like Mr. Pibb. I don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't like, nope, none of it. But it was so funny. We got into this conversation and I was like, oh, I hate it. He was like, what? I can't believe it. And he said, you're not a pepper too, which immediately brought back the song to me because we've been talking about jingles through the ages of I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Remember?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. And it was like, so then I had to look it up because I remembered the song and I'm like, there must be a commercial. And it was a guy in a vest.
Yeah.
Dancing in a street.
I think that guy went on to some kind of fame, like acting fame.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. He looks like he would have been on Starsky and Hutch.
And Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, who played George, I believe he was in one of those Dr. Pepper commercials at one point, too.
But I feel like it was more recent.
Entirely possible.
I don't know. He was in The Music Man.
Yeah, he's a very talented performer.
I know. And it's a shame I can't stand him because of him being George Costanza, which we've talked about before. And, like, I'm just stubborn about it. But, yeah, that brought back a flood of memories, seeing the Dr. Pepper commercial. And it did not turn me into a Dr. Pepper fan. Alas, alack. And then I did more research and learned that I think Barry Manilow wrote that one, maybe. And we talked about how he wrote the Band-Aid one. And so then that created an awesome conversation to have while they were playing Hand and Foot.
Right.
Not to be confused with Foot and Mouth. So,
you know what I've always enjoyed with Dr. Pepper is the fact that it's become like a flavor that, you know, like any brand can knock off, you know, because you can't copyright a recipe. So if people get it close enough, they can make their own version of it. But I've always enjoyed the various ways they've tried to hint at the fact that it's Dr. Pepper flavor without saying Dr. Pepper because, you know, that you can copyright.
Right.
So it's like, and it's not a thing like cola where that's can't be copyrighted. So people could just name their stuff cola or root beer or whatever. Dr. Pepper is its own thing. So like over the years, there's been of course, Mr. Pibb, you know, he he's got all the flavor, but not the education of Dr. Pepper. But the store brands always make me laugh, too. Like, I remember as a kid, Safeway version was called Skipper. And then they at one point changed it to Dr. Skipper.
Stop.
No, for real. And then there's been others, like other store brands, actually looking at a few of these. There's been Dr. Shasta, Dr. Becker, Dr. Fine Soda.
This is funny. So just like
The Doctor, Dr. Thunder, Real Doctor.
I feel like Dr. Thunder. Is that like sexy Dr. Pepper?
That's like the Australian
I know,
down under
right? Exactly.
Dr. Thunder. There's Dr. Bold.
Dr. Fine Soda sounds like it's like the Jewish version, and
Right.
you've got the Australian version, and you've got the sailing version with the Dr. Skipper.
Dr. Bob, Dr. Wow.
It's a DJ.
Yeah. Dr. Snap, Dr. Perky,
Stop.
Dr. Shaw's. Maybe Hobbs and Shaw presents Dr.
be.
Shaw's.
Oh
There's
my
Dr.
gosh.
Bolo. And yeah, Dr. Perfect. I think I mentioned that one.
I love these. Like,
Dr. Snap.
I mean, like, and Shasta. That's a brand that I
Yeah.
remember the jingle for that. Do you remember that one?
I do. I wanna Shasta.
Shasta. Want to taste pizzazz and all that jazz.
The funny thing about that is the guy that wrote that is a guy named Al Jurgensen, also known as Alien Jurgensen, and he fronts a band called Ministry that are really heavy industrial rockers. And
Oh
he
my
started
gosh.
off making jingles for different companies like Shasta.
Yep.
And and that song is a banger.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I mean,
It's
honestly,
one of those, I remember like walking around singing that in my head, before
totally.
I owned any records. It was like, I wanna Shasta. So you can see like, oh yeah, this guy's got a career.
Oh, totally. I mean, there's jingles that just live in your head rent free.
Oh, yeah.
That you can, every once in a while you pull that out and it's like, what? Where did that come from? And I'm still continuing to enjoy my AARP post. And okay. And then I saw a post recently on social media that was like, how is it that everyone throughout time knows to do George Washington hair in the pool? Do you know what George Washington hair is?
No, what are you talking about?
You put your head under the water and then it all kinds of is like kind of in front of your face. And then when it's wet, you flip it back so it looks like you have the George Washington like
Powdered wig?
powdered wig. No, you never did this?
I've never heard of this, but okay. That's something to try. I don't think I have long enough hair to do that.
Well, it was something that like I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm not the only one. And the amount of people that
Is this an East Coast thing?
no, I don't think it is.
Specifically Mount Vernon?
Well, and along the Delaware Valley. And no, I would be willing to bet that many people have done this. I'm telling you. Well, there's a whole bunch of things that I did as a kid that, like, don't you remember putting glue on your hand?
No.
Okay,
Why?
so that you could peel it off.
Okay. Make a layer of skin.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember doing that?
Oh, did you eat paste too
No,
as a kid?
no, I'm not brain dead. I'm adventuresome.
Okay.
What? And do you remember the glue that was in like the yellow bottle and it had the little rubber nozzle?
Mucilage.
What?
It was called mucilage.
It was?
Yeah. I remember like
So you remember that?
Yeah, because it's such a weird name for glue. And it was like specifically made for like gluing pieces of paper together, essentially, which is why it has that little rubber nipple at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was shaped like a weird
And
like,
it was mucilage, yeah. And I don't know why they called it mucilage instead of just like paper glue or whatever, but that's what it was, yeah.
I never knew that that's what the name of it was. But I saw a picture of that and I was like, oh my gosh, that I haven't thought of in forever. And where did it go? Why did it stop being relevant? It must have gotten better packaging or something.
It's a thick, gluey substance produced by nearly all plants. Okay, so maybe that's where they got the name from.
Maybe. Is it still available? Is it still around? Is it still killing children, giving them like a huffing high?
I don't know. I don't think it...
I'm fascinated. Like I am starting to agree that the Gen X generation, like, we're a tough lot. Like, we survived these things. How do you even spell mucilage?
Mucilage.
Okay.
Well, so you didn't eat paste, but did you have any like habits as a kid that you look back and think like, what the hell? How did I survive that, or why did I do that? Because I got plenty. I can tell you like some of mine. If you want.
Totally. You go first.
Okay. Well, one thing is I was like a chewer, but I never had gum. I didn't have gum money. So I was always like chewing on like erasers, pen caps. And it got to be a real bad habit. Like I would chew like the ends of pens, just like a kind of a nervous habit, like how some people like tap or snap or, I was chewing on the ends of pens and pencils and stuff. And it would like sometimes like the pen would like get, break apart and like have like a bunch of like slobber ink like drip on me and the paper and stuff. It was a really bad. So I'd switch to like pen caps, and then like I was like, okay, this is not a good thing. So I like switched to like masking tape, even like anything like I could find at school that I could like chew on, because you couldn't even have gum, even if you could have gum. You know what I mean? If you had gum,
Right.
But I don't know why, but I had this like desperate like chewing urge. I guess.
Did you ever smoke?
No, never. No.
Because a lot of times people that smoke have like an oral fixation.
Yeah. I don't know. So, dear Krabby, how do I get over this? And I don't know. Eventually I just outgrew it, but it was like, I must have ingested so much like plastic and ink and
I'm like,
stuff.
were you bottle fed or were you breastfed?
I was breastfed and then bottle fed. So it doesn't have anything to do with that.
I mean, doesn't it?
No, because, okay, Dr. Floyd.
That's Dr. Krabby.
Dr. Krabby. That's
My advice smacks of Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Perfect. Dr. Snap.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just looking at this. This is a good one. Dr. Cheaper.
Oh my gosh.
I wish it was Dr. Cheaper that I could go to. You get those copays. You're like, thank you, Dr. Cheaper. It's only $10. But yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah. So imagine a nipple being treated like that. That I would have been given away. Okay. So I don't think it has anything to do with it.
I mean, maybe you were weaned a little bit earlier than you wanted to be.
Disagree.
All right. Well, this is why it's an opinion.
But
thing.
yeah, but okay. So I shared my embarrassing bad habit
I was
from
a
my
nose
youth. How about you?
I was a huge nose and scabs.
Uh-huh.
And I was constantly falling down. I had two older brothers, and I always wanted to keep up with them. So scabs I totally picked, and my nose I totally picked.
Wow. Okay. I understand that. Like, this is kind of gross, but, and maybe we'll cut this out. But did you ever get like boogers that were like sharp, like almost like you could feel it like stabbing you in the nose, and you just had to get it out of there because
you dug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you flung, dig and fling. But you had to look at it first.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Gross habits for sure.
Oh,
and all kids have.
Totally.
Yeah.
Actually, my daughter, it's great. She doesn't listen to the show. She had a booger gallery. She would pick her nose at night and she would put it on the wall next to her bed. And one time I was like, what is that on her wall?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh no. She had a whole booger wall.
Stuff happens.
I was like, wow, that's fascinating. I don't know if I was horrified or jealous.
I could tell you one time that happened to me where I had a real painful booger and I had to get it out of my nose even though I was in class, and I turned around and got rid of it, and then I wiped it underneath the chalkboard. And I didn't think anybody saw this.
Somebody saw.
But the next year, new school, student that was in the same class as me was like, we saw you wipe your booger on the wall.
Oh.
And I was mortified. And
that's awful.
And I said, well, that didn't happen.
Of course. Deny.
Exactly. And then just walked away.
Like, what are you even saying, you weirdo?
Yes, because, yeah. And so I never picked again after that,
Well, at least in public.
No,
you never picked your nose again?
No, because, I used other methods after that. Kleenex, specifically.
Wow. All right.
But I don't know. There's something about that when you're a kid where you can get these
boogers.
Boogers, yeah.
Juicy little buggers.
Yeah, not just juicy, but sharp.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't get those as an adult, thankfully, because we'd all be walking around with our fingers up our nose, which would be disgusting. But as a kid, it's like you can really feel like some sharp buildup.
Well, that's because I think
in
our
those nostrils.
fingers were in our nose.
No.
So it got dirty.
No, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the environment when we were kids. Maybe today's kids don't have it. I don't know. But when I was a kid, there was some sharp boogers filling up. It was like, we got to get rid of these.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe it was all the pen caps.
I think
all the microplastics came up and out through your nose.
That's entirely possible. I think you're onto something there, Dr. Cheaper.
You're welcome. That'll only be $50.
Well, after this mortifying segment, shall we move on to our hot takes?
Oh, let's do it.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come right back and we'll talk about things that are overrated.
Excellent.
Sweet relief.
Hey, JD, do you want to have a better life?
Yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Yes, we do. How do I go about doing that?
A good place to start would be listening to our new show, Staying Power.
What's it about?
It's about all the ways we can overcome the challenges that we sometimes put in front of ourselves to live a better life.
Where can I find it?
You can listen to it on 1150 AM KKNW every Wednesday at 4 p.m. and Fridays at 9 a.m. or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's do this together every week on Staying Power.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, thanks for staying with us.
Yes, thanks so much for putting up with us.
With Dr. Chewy and Stacy Picky.
Yeah, Dr. Krabby and the somewhat icky last segment. As I told Stacy during the break, I've never told any of that to anybody else in my adult life.
Don't you feel good? It's like
yeah, getting a load off. So when you write into Dear Krabby, just know that A, you could be anonymous, and you can just request that we don't share your name.
Yep.
And B, this is a safe space. No
judgment.
We're willing to put out our dirty laundry, so
we
feel
listen
free.
and we don't judge.
Absolutely, yes. So this is the segment of the show where we talk about our top topic for today, which we pick each week from the Wheel O Topics. Mm-hmm. And last week, the wheel landed on things that are overrated. Now, Stacy, you are the one that adds these topics to the wheel. So what was the thinking behind adding things that are overrated to the Wheel O Topics?
I would like to say that it was a deep, thoughtful addition, but really it's because every once in a while there will be hot takes became really big, and there's these trends that go around where people talk about, what their hot takes are or what their things that are overrated are. And so I was like, oh, that's a fun thing. And I stuck it on the list. So that is the big, deep, thoughtful reason that I put it on the list. Sometimes it just doesn't need to be complicated. That's all.
Okay. I like that. Concise.
Yeah. So I still found a way to say way too much about it.
Well, that's the whole idea behind this podcast.
Well, right. Don't ask me to over-explain.
Right.
But I do think it's interesting to, like, what are the things that are overrated? Like I suggested earlier in the episode, I wondered aloud, is The Simpsons one of those things? I feel that I need to reserve judgment because I only watched one episode. But there are things that people have real opinions on.
Sure.
That are, whether it's food or personalities, like Kim Kardashian, overrated.
I mean, is she rated though?
Well, she rated herself.
Yes. I think she's overrated in the sense that she's not doing anything for the world. She's famous for having a big butt and making money off that big butt. Which, hey, I'm not saying big butts are overrated, but I am saying that she as a person seems to be,
right,
overrated. But then again, I don't hear anybody like making a strong case for why Kim Kardashian is great. I just think that people like to watch a car wreck, and that her whole career has been like, ooh, check out this 20-year car wreck.
Right. Now that we don't have the rubber glue to sniff, we have to rubber neck.
Yes. One way to think about this, whether if something is overrated because it's successful, but it doesn't really have much value culturally or, artistically. But if everybody agrees that it doesn't have that value, but it's still successful, is it really overrated? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, yes. So, okay, here's one. Big weddings. Like, there are some people that love a big traditional wedding, and whether it's in the church or whatever it is, and the reception and, the multiple dress changes and whatever, and the whole thing. And I mean, I had a big, I'm air quoting, you can't see, I had a big wedding and all the traditional, like in the church and the reception. I did the whole thing. And I'm like, it's so much time. It is so much money. It is so much stress. My kids, I got 4 of them. So if they choose to get married to a partner, it'll be their choice. I'll be really curious, and it's their journey. And I'm like, I feel like it's overrated.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So that's something that,
as an unmarried person.
Well, and that's something, so like Kim Kardashian, it's like she doesn't really add any value. I mean, she has become like a cultural touchstone and like whatever. But, big weddings, like that's here nor there.
Right.
So, that's definitely like many people love the idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'd say those are rated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're doing it right, R rated. But but yeah, and that's really like a preference thing. I think people love them or they hate them.
Like foods.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's lots of those. So you think big weddings overrated, Kim Kardashian overrated. Let me think what I think is overrated. I could say like the Fast and the Furious, for instance. But again, I wonder, is that rated? I don't think anybody's really making a strong case that these are fantastic movies. They're like, this is garbage, but, I enjoy the garbage.
Right. It's like, it's an entertaining thing and, whatever. And there's like, what is there, like 9 of them or something? At
least. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the first one isn't overrated, and then maybe every subsequent one becomes overrated. I don't know. Because, like, the first one, if it was a new idea and it sort of started a thing, right?
Yeah.
Does everything after become overrated? Or does everything after make the first one overrated because they're all trash? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't know. These are the questions.
These are the questions.
But I'll say one thing, that I think avocados are overrated. I just don't like avocados, but the way that, even if I did, I feel like people talk about guacamole as though it's like fudge supreme. You know what I mean? it's like some kind of amazing dessert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no way, like, even if you like avocados, there's no way that guacamole is that good. That's my hot take.
Well, okay. First of all, I think we're talking about two separate things because there's avocados,
Right.
and then there's guacamole.
Yeah, but that guacamole is like 90% avocado.
Right.
And the reason why I don't like guacamole is because I don't like avocados. So both things in my book are overrated.
Okay.
And I feel like the way people talk about avocados and guacamole is the same way. Like, oh, it's manna from God. And I just think, like, even if I liked it, I wouldn't like it that much. So to me, that's the classic overrated thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We listen and we don't judge.
Right. Like, I like oatmeal, right? Like, I've been doing the oatmeal.
But I feel
for
like
weeks
oatmeal's not overrated.
No, it's not.
It's underrated.
That's what I'm saying. It's absolutely underrated. But I like it, and I'm enjoying having it for breakfast, right? But I'm not like, oh my God, you guys, you got to get a side of oatmeal with this because it is just the best thing ever. But people talk about guacamole like it's like I said, a gift from above. But it's just some slimy sauce.
Which leads me to some slimy sauce. All right, now hold back there a little there, mister. That leads me to influencers.
And by the way, we're way over time. So all that booger talk from the previous segment.
Oh, it's staying the podcast
it's coming
version.
Out for the radio show.
Oh my gosh. It's staying in.
If you
if you want the full story,
the full glory of today's episode, be sure and check out the podcast because there's definitely more that doesn't make it to the radio.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening on the radio.
Yeah. I'm just because that is worth exploring. That is worth digging up.
Just want to give a heads up to our affiliates. We're going overtime.
Yeah, there you go. So, no problem. Influencers are overrated. Like, again, they're just rating themselves. Like, I'm thinking about you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, like oatmeal is like crazy. So
yeah, like TikTok celebrities and YouTube celebrities and celebrities in quotes. Absolutely overrated. Yeah.
I also think boy bands are overrated.
Oh, agree.
Yeah?
Hard agree.
Right?
Yes. I'll tell you another thing that's overrated.
You're like,
and that I
Dr.
really
Krabby has something to say.
That's right. That I really hate is when people use the term boy bands to describe any band that's made up of males.
It is not the same.
It's not the same thing.
The Beatles were not a boy band.
Exactly. But I've seen this like so many times. There's a huge difference. Even if a manager recruits people and they come together as a band, it's not the same thing as a boy band that's all just based on five guys singing and dancing.
100%.
And doing other people's songs.
I can't stand boy bands.
And they're, the slickly produced, all that stuff that is part of being a boy band is so different from, a group of musicians that get together, write and rehearse some songs and they become popular, but they happen to be all dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm totally tracking with you.
So both things are overrated in my book. The the slickly produced, a fat guy from Florida.
I was literally going to say a creeping, balding guy from Florida.
Scrapes together $6 million from his other business and gets, recruits a bunch of tweens to dance around and make pop records.
Oh my gosh. You and I know all the same references because I 100% was going to call
that
out
is absolutely overrated. And I'll let you in on a little inside goss. Remember last week when I talked about seeing a college production of Grease?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, that college production featured in the lead, in the John Travolta role, a guy that was in a boy band.
What?
That the very same slimy producer that we're talking about here, or making reference to, recruited and was one of his lesser successful boy groups.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we naming names?
I can't even remember the names is the problem. But we'll look it up after the show.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
But yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
that's just a side note.
Huh.
All right. So
All right. So all that to say, we could go. This could be a whole show, honestly.
absolutely. We probably should have started with this.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
All right. Well, we got a few. Kim Kardashian, big weddings, Fast and the Furious, avocados, guacamole, influencers, and boy bands.
Yeah.
Especially run by balding, creepy men from Florida that wear probably white patent leather shoes.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so I hope whatever we get to talk about next week is as exciting.
Yes. I feel like we should. This should be a regular segment.
Oh, I think
because
it might
there's
need to be.
far too many things that are overrated that we need to sound off on.
Yeah.
Dr. Krabby has spoken.
Oh, yeah. This is a thing.
Let's find out next week's topic. Well, I didn't sign up for math equations, but this one says song equals memory.
Oh, okay. This means what song, when you hear it, instantly brings back a specific memory?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good question.
Yeah. All right.
And is that memory overrated? We'll find out next week on Don't Ask Me to Talk. Send your questions to Dr. Krabby at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you next week.